Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another to the 6:15 primetime newscast in the English language on Canal International. I'm called Morinzi at Top Stories. Another bomb blast hit Trade Fair ground in Boya, southwest, a region of Cameroon. Scores of persons are reported to have been wounded. No official statement has been released on the blast from the improvised device. And the town of Bamenda has almost gone through another fire disaster. This ghost town Monday. This time around, it is one of the city council market sheds along the Old Town Treasury Street where the flames started but quickly put under control. And Samuel Etofi's holds first meeting with a Faker food staff after his election last Saturday. He says it's time to work. It's now. Those are major stories. Details right ahead. Good evening once more. At least 10 persons have sustained severe injuries following a bomb blast recorded early this Monday morning in Boya in the southwest region of Cameroon. The incident, which occurred at the Trade Fair ground in Bongo Square, is said to have been perpetrated by yet identified armed men. More on the story with Ines Onduambala.
These are victims of the Boya bomb blast. The over 10 persons are currently receiving medical attention at the Boya Regional Hospital following the explosion of a home-made bomb which occurred Sunday night breaking Monday at the Boya Trade Fair ground.
Hello guys, hello, please, hello. Hello. Please calm down, I'm gonna calm down. We will control the situation, please calm down.
Sources say the improvised explosive device was set up by presumed separatist fighters whose intention was to disrupt the ongoing artistic trade fair and, of course, cause panic amongst the population.
Received 12 injured, ranges from the ages of 21 to 35. Most of them had mild injuries, but multiple, because they had multiple perforant wounds all around their bodies, showing that the explosive was packed with pellets and sharp objects to cause maximum damage, which is something we've been seeing recently in Boya with all the patterns of injury. For now, we have 3 of them that have been hospitalized out of the 12. The rest have been discharged for an outpatient follow-up as from tomorrow. And within those 3, they had extensive injuries and we're still doing repeats of their scans to make sure that they are out of imminent danger.
It is the 5th bomb blast recorded in Boya in 6 weeks. The incident this time around occurred in one of the most secured areas of the city of Boya.
Then we are calling on the population to be upbeat, but to remain vigilant. You know, there are enemies of peace out there who have such desperate ways of trying to intimidate fear. So let's be vigilant and let us continue, like we've always done, to work directly with the forces of defense and security and with the administration. Any conduct of an individual or a group which is suspicious, we should alert those in charge as soon as possible so that
Boya city dwellers are called upon to remain vigilant as no one knows when and where the next incident will happen.
And the town of Bamenda in the northwest region of Cameroon has experienced almost another fire incident. This goes on Monday. This time around, it is one of the city council market sheds along the old Treasury Street from where the flames started, but was quickly put under control. As we end the following story with Gladys Ambo Dibang.
The town of Bamenda would have seen another fire disaster on commercial shops On this Ghost Town Monday of December 13, 2021, if not of the timely intervention of the police and the Army Rescue Unit and a private security company. The fire broke out in one of the city council sheds surrounding the municipal stadium directly opposite the 3rd District Police Station along the Old Treasury Street. The shop owner of household items, who is also president of the Stadium Market Traders Association, was alerted and came in just to open the door for the flames to be put out.
Today is Ghost Town Day. I don't know why it had to happen today, but thank God it was happening in the morning, and there were neighbors who called me to come and see what was going on. As of what I've lost, I can't evaluate now, because as I'm talking to you, I'm still panicking, I'm still worried, I'm still disturbed.
Before then, a private security company had started saving the situation using fire extinguishers. Reason for this call from military disaster managers to traders in general, especially at this period of the year.
The earlier each and every one of them purchase a fire extinguisher is better. You see with the situations of 3 minutes back, before our arriving, one guy had the fire extinguisher. So he had to manage to control the fire of that fire extinguisher before we arrived. That is why you see the fire was maintained at the initial point.
From phone calls, some neighboring traders rushed to the scene to check on their respective shops. After Queen Market, the hospital roundabout city council sheds, today's fire marks the 3rd within a month on commercial interest in Bamenda, with frequent electricity voltage fluctuation on the accused bench.
6 men presumed to be specialized in the trafficking of marijuana and cocaine have been neutralized by the police in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé. The suspects were presented to the press this day alongside the bags of the marijuana. More on the story with Hyson Chia.
These are the bags of Indian hymns and filtered cocaine, a business these suspects in police dragnets are said to have been freely operating in some quarters within the city of Yaoundé, like Mbalakat and Mangué. Informed of the vast network of drug trafficking by some loyal and faithful citizens, the police immediately launched an operation which led to the neutralization of the suspects.
The Special Operation Unit Commander transmitted to the Regional Judicial Police of the Center 6 suspects with an important quantity of marijuana, estimated to be about 200 kilograms. Order 5 kilos of marijuana in rose bundles, 10 grams of filtered cocaine, commonly called Thai.
Presented to the press this Monday, December 13, at the Central Regional Delegation for National Security, police authorities used the occasion to send a clarion call to Cameroonians to be more vigilant, especially at this time of the year, and denounce suspects for their own safety.
We seize this opportunity to recommend to our fellow compatriots that good collaboration with the police forces to ensure a successful and end of the year celebrations, including the security of the upcoming African Cup of Nations that will be held by our country in a few days.
The presumed drug traffickers, from 18 to 60 years old, remain in custody for justice to take its course.
Youths have been encouraged to acquire skills in marketing and communication around goods made in Cameroon, a way of creating a market to brand themselves and be self-employed. It is within this backdrop that an SME, Sabgo, has launched a competition involving youth top students, a selling challenge in marketing. More in the following story.
This young entrepreneur is disturbed by the growing unemployment rates in Cameroon.
Observation, I have noticed that many of those young people dream to work in multinational companies, but actually multinational companies can't absorb all of them. The maximum is, I think, 5%. So the the company that are able to absorb them are small and medium-sized enterprises, such as Sabgo.
In the face of the huge challenge, she intends to change the narrative through a concept dubbed Sabgo Student Selling Challenge, a competitive approach of identifying best-selling talents in students in marketing, commercial and communications.
So the aim of that is to help the young ones that study marketing, communication or management field of study, to help them develop other competencies, how to build a strategies on brand that need to be known, not on the brand that are already known. So together with another company, so we are working on with them during 8 weeks.
While explaining the concepts and rebuilding best practices, the patron, a retired Colonel Cliquez, Rogers, says it was high time to build confidence in youth and show them the right path to take in life.
The question is not the capacity of a youth to be able to have jobs, but if there is the capacity to change, to accommodate to new standard, to know that if you are a computer literate, you are going to be recruited not only because of your computer capacity, but because of something else that goes beyond that.
The maiden edition, launched this December 9, will run for 8 weeks.
The newly elected president of the Cameroon Football Federation, Fecafoot Samuel Etofis, has held his first meeting with Fecafoot workers, demanding them to leave behind politics and get down to serious work to work now to accomplish the heavy task of bringing back Cameroon football to life. More on the story with Hyson Cha.
8 a.m. at the headquarters of the Cameroon Football Federation here in Chinga, Yaoundé. First communion between the newly elected president, Samuel Etofis, and his Fecafoot workers. A meeting which can be termed a reawakening encounter, the call for all to get to work and play their respective role.
Cette maison devrait être la maison qui met tous les Camerounais d'accord.
This house must be a house that makes all Cameroonians happy, so each and everyone must play his or her role. We must give in our best, so that at the end, the greatest winner should be Cameroon football.
Le football camerounais qui gagne.
The new Fecafoot pilot challenges his collaborators to burn the midnight candle and bring back life within the football sector.
Avec le SG,
we have much to do, but there is no time.
Nous avons tellement de choses à faire.
Unconscious of the heavy task ahead of him, the young dynamic leader and his team, few minutes after the consultations at the base, plunged into a walking visit at the CAF Technical Center in Oja, where they were warmly received by a crowd of fans and young Cameroonians who believe it is a great moment of change. Etofis Samuel, in this first public meeting, has tasked the Fecafoot Secretary General, Parfait Siki, and the entire team to leave behind all forms of politics and work for one thing, which is nothing but football.
And preparations enter a high gear in the southwest region of Cameroon ahead of the African Cup of Nations at the Mispo Stadium in Limbe. Defense and security officers in the southwest region have carried out the maneuvers to stimulate on how to react in case of danger during a football encounter. More on the story with Ines Ondwambala.
As Cameroon gets set to host the 2021 AFCON, the city of Limbe in the southwest region prepares to receive Pool D matches. In this crisis-hit region, there is need for special security measures to be put in place. At the Limbe Omnisport Stadium in Ngeme, defense and security officers gathered for a joint maneuver to stimulate on how to react in case of any danger during the football encounter. 15 minutes after a football match, a bomb blast occurred in one of the grandstands of the Ngeme Omnisport Stadium. Defense and security officers, under the supervision of Police Commissioner Jean-Marie Ndienga, mobilized to protect the population.
The exercise that has been carried out this afternoon is to show to the public and to the entire world that Cameroon is very ready. We are ready to ensure the security of the competition. So the various compositions of what happened this morning was a kind of demonstration of the force that we had that we had prepared, and the various participants who are taking place in the security aspect of the field is assured.
The firefighting brigade team on the scene is trying to quench the fire. Injured persons are being taken to the hospital, while presumed separatist fighters take some persons hostage and demand a ransom. The intervention team will later on neutralize the armed groups before freeing those in captivities. As preparation ahead of the 2021 AFCON enter high gears, defense and security officers are set for the competition.
Brings us the end of this edition of Newscast on Canal International. Thanks so much for watching. We have news in the French language at exactly 19:50. Alain Gislain Kanga becoming on the East at the brief. As for me, I'll be back same time tomorrow. Good night.